In our continuing series with authors, we introduce today's author, first one of the day, Edward Jones. He is the author of The Aftermeal, a profound book. It is published by Fulton Books. You can go to fultonbooks.com, amazon.com, barnesandnoble.com. He is here to join us this morning. Edward, good morning. Congratulations on your book. It's a compelling book. Why don't I let you pick it up from there and talk about it and why you wrote it?
Good morning, Stu. Yes, I wrote the book because looking at my background, I'm an engineer for 30 years, and I started taking a master gardener's class, and I started to dive into the reasons that affect horticulture, like pesticides, the insects that crawl on the earth's surface. So I saw that things were happening that were really detrimental, and when I looked into the garbage that we create, I found out that our throwaway society, we throw everything away. And just before we throw it away, we turn it into garbage. Now, there's a way of stopping that from happening by simply separating all of our liquids from animal and vegetable waste. And so that's where my passion lies in giving back to the world that's done so much for me by creating such a product as the water reclamation canister, which I describe in my book, The Aftermeal, which allows us to, what I think is the first point of stopping the creation of garbage by separating liquids from animal and vegetable waste. So I tried to put it all down into a book called The Aftermeal and try to describe the value of our natural resources that go into make up of garbage.
Regarding the research put into this, what's been a general consensus out from other experts? And I don't know where the expertise lies in this, but what have been the results of obviously your efforts to try to make our situation environmentally and health wise much better than it is?
Well, if you do research into like waste management facilities, you'll find that the first thing they'll tell us is to separate all of our waste matter, vegetable matter, food matter, animal, vegetable waste. That's what they would like us to do. But it's so hard to do because all of our waste receptacles are one entity, the black liner bag. We have been trained to put everything into the black liner bag. We put cups in there, paper in there, animal, vegetable waste in there. And the fact of the matter is that water is not a throwawayable item. I mean, in the form of ice and cups, it just persists there. Ice lives a long time. We drink off the syrup, and then the ice remains, and then we throw all of these things into the black liner bag, and the ice melts, and it mixes up with the chemicals in the paper, the ink, the bleach, all of the dyes and pesticides in our food products, and it turns into a toxic waste that we all recognize, when we see it. Every restaurant has this big problem of all of the waste that the water and everything as it mixes up. So I came up with this idea of trying to separate it at the point of use after we finish our meal. What's left is the after meal. So I developed a system, a water reclamation canister, which I feel is the first step in preventing all of this stuff from turning into garbage. Post-packaging is just that, our natural resources that are packages. But we call them trash, but they're actually post-packaging. So, these things are our natural resources, and when we separate them, we give them a second life. We don't have to throw everything away, especially ice. Ice is one thing that I target with my water reclamation canister, which actually remelts the ice and lets us use it in a toilet or a lawn application. It's what we should do with such things as water and ice, potable water.
All right. Sounds like a great book, tremendous education. In many ways, certainly apolitical. I mean, there can't be any objection to making our environment and our lives better than
I
it
agree.
is. So I
Yes.
thank you, Edward Jones, for coming on. The book is The After Meal. It's published by Fulton Books, and continued success in writing.
Okay.